that LeBron would be playing the same night that Zion made his debut, considering how great those guys were coming out of high school and to make their NBA debut to much anticipation. By the way, LeBron and the Lakers in New York taking on the Knicks. He'd averaged 28.4 points in his career at Madison Square Garden, third all-time behind Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. And he came out like, yo, this ain't just scary. This is about to be legendary. 19 first-half points for LeBron. He finished with 21. More on him in a moment because AD needed to shine as well. He struggled in the game against the Knicks down in L.A., finishing the season-low 5 points and 2 of 8 shooting. This game a little different. Matter of fact, LeBron and AD had 30 points in the first half between them. The rest of the Lakers had 18. Fourth quarter, Lakers up 6. Trying to get some feel-good after what happened to them in Boston. Tough turnaround, Jay, for AD. Doesn't matter. And he was just straight eating off that Knicks defense. No ketchup, no hot sauce, no nothing. Lakers up 10. Marcus Morris, though, trying to keep his squad in it. That's a 3. He had a team-high 20. They're down 7. They're down 6 with a minute to go when LeBron comes up with a steal on Julius Randle. Kyle Kuzma filling the lane, fundamental basketball, but AD is there as well. Big man run the floor. He had 28 points, 5 boards, 5 assists. After the game, though, New York reporters being New York reporters.
With all the thoughts over the years of Knicks fans desperately wishing that you'd come here, if your son gets drafted by the Knicks one day, will you consider playing with him here?
Man, my son in the 9th grade, man. He's trying to worry about what project you got to turn in tomorrow. That's what we worried about right now, you know, and that's what's most important. School, home, and being the best big brother he can be.
All right, after picking up 21 points on Wednesday, LeBron now just 45 points shy of passing Kobe, third place on the NBA's all-time scoring list. Now, for future reference, he owns 21 45-point games in his NBA career. That's the most recent one, though, coming back in November of 2018. Will he need one game? Probably not. Probably need 2, but nonetheless, he's capable, clearly. Next game is Thursday across the East River there in Brooklyn.
Anticipated NBA debut since LeBron James. There's Zion Williamson, his first NBA basket. Pulling the trigger and hitting a three. Lob to Zion, and he finishes. Zion for 4. Welcome to the NBA.
You in the zone?
I guess so.
That old adage of all you need to do is see the last 2 minutes of an NBA game. In Zion's debut, all you needed to see was the fourth quarter, and soon enough, you're going to have to start watching from jump. 5-4 in just 12 points and turnovers. Got on the bike, getting loose, minutes restrictions, and then the fourth quarter started, and Zion was on fire from long range. Normally, his shots in college were like 3 feet and in, and now it's just the three-pointer, and Tim Legler talked about that earlier in the broadcast, just the spin move, getting behind the defender. And then if you're not going to give Zion the respect, Twitter will. John Morant, yes, sir. I think Ja's going to end up being the Rookie of the Year, picked right behind Zion, and then Zion just staying with it, just relentless, which is something we've seen since we started watching him, frankly, at Spartanburg, out in high school. And then Zion from downtown, incredible run in a 3:08 span. He did a little bit of everything, including knocking down 4 threes. He scored on 6 straight Pelicans possessions. Somebody want to stick a hand in his face? Yeah, the Spurs ended up winning the game, but this is what people wanted to see. Simply put, here's Zion on getting hot late.
You had not hit 4 threes, I think, in a game in college. Were you in the zone?
I guess so. When I'm gonna just say, when you're not able to move around, do athletic movements for a while, and the only thing you can do is just shoot spot up jumpers, I guess that was a result of that.
He had 22. Even the opposition was duly impressed.
He was finding his way, you know. He was, taking his time out there. I thought, he just played confident at the end, and he got hot. Guys get hot in this league, you got to live with it.
I think what you saw there is a taste of what, once we really get settled in and he gets settled in, I think you can see that there's a lot of things that we can do with him, and there's a lot of potential there.
He's special, anybody been following basketball the last few years, see the talent that he had, hope he be able to stay healthy, be able to put it together, and sky's the limit for him.
He did a good job of asserting himself, and when he was open, having the confidence to pull the threes and him getting to the basket and him causing so much attention.
For me, I was hyped. I mean, after the first one, I was like, all right, cool. And then the second one came, the second three, and I was like, all right, boy, you've been practicing. And then the third one, and from that point on, man, just the energy was crazy. But we've seen him do this since high school. This is what he does. So as exciting as it was, is it really that much of a surprise?
For a little more perspective on Zion, we bring in Mark Spears to SportsCenter. Had a first courtside seat there tonight. We knew he was going to be on a minute restriction, Mark, but when he started cooking, the fans clearly wanted Zion to stay out there. But there was the interaction between Zion and Alvin Gentry when he exited the game. Can you tell us more about what transpired between that two in that conversation?
Well, I think Alvin Gentry was with the fans, too. He wanted him in the game as well. The person that didn't want him in the game, or persons, was the medical staff. Actually, when Zion was cooking, Mike, when he was hot, the medical staff wanted Alvin Gentry to take him out of the game. Alvin Gentry looked at him crazy like, are you watching this? Squeezed 2 more minutes out of what he could. And then when the timeout came, they took Zion out. He had to explain to Zion that he pushed for him to stay longer, but Zion pleaded his case. He said, I want to help my team win. Please let me help my team win. Sorry, kid. Sit down next to me. I wonder if we have the mic. I know we had that mic, Alvin Gentry, and I wish we could hear that conversation that he had. But look, Zion was preaching to the choir. Coach wanted to keep him in, but the medical staff was worried about tomorrow, not tonight.
Yeah, this is the business side of the NBA, and also small-time goals versus big-time goals. Small time is win the game. Big time is for this kid to have a long career. Now, Mark, you've been around this league for quite some time. You've seen some exciting atmospheres, been to some big games and big debuts. How would you describe the atmosphere there in the Smoothie King Center?
Well, first it was a dud, man. It was bad. I think New Orleanians were erring on the side of caution, like the team was with the injury. This place wasn't sold out. In fact, when Anthony Davis came back, there were 300 more tickets sold than there were tonight. There were some empty seats upstairs, and there was some disappointment at first. But when he got going, I thought like I went across the street in the Superdome, and it was suddenly a Saints game. It was roaring in here. It was rocking in here. They started chanting his name. I thought I heard some MVPs, but it went from being the most disappointing atmosphere to one of the most amazing 3 minutes I've ever seen in sports.
I got a feeling that next home game will be sold out when Zion's back out there. Mark Spears joining us here from New Orleans. Thanks, Mark.
I'm with you, Mike, but I am kind of surprised not every seat was full.
Yeah, that did get me.
Speaking of a place where not every seat is full, they get ready for the Heat when it's time to get ready for the Heat.
Yeah.
They're taking on the Wizards. I'm just kidding here. They're playing some great basketball.
Late arriving crowd.
That's true. Late arriving. They get there when it counts. Bradley Beal was great. Hero, James Johnson, tied the game at 118. The Heat have actually been an excellent overtime team this year, so a little foreshadowing here. And Beal's got a chance here. I love the deal they signed him to. You never know what you're going to get out of Wall from this point forward. That could have done it.
How did that not go in?
We go to overtime where I mentioned the Heat are great. They're actually undefeated. They're going to 8-0 after this game in overtime. This season, like 8-0. Heat crowd loving it. Back the other way. They're just getting contributions from your boy Hero, Kendrick Nunn, Duncan Robinson, and Spoelstra has just done a great job.
They're going to be a problem in the East for a few years now.
I agree. It was dormant for a little while there. You know, Riley was stewing. He couldn't stand that.
No.
They're a very, very competitive team at this point. Closing seconds here, and it's all Miami to hang on. Dragic and company, 134-129.
For Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks. It was also a welcome back for the one and only Kristaps Porzingis here in his first action in the last 10 games because of right knee soreness, but it wasn't all good news for the Mavs. Dwight Powell, the 28-year-old critical role player for the team, part of the Mavs culture. He crashes to the ground without any contact. He would not return to the game with a right Achilles injury. Coach Rick Carlisle saying an MRI test today will determine the extent of the injury, saying he fears it to be severe. As for the Clippers, Kawhi dominating, meticulously picking apart Dallas here. Getting that three then. Leonard beats his man down the floor. And look at this beauty. Over Luka Doncic plus a foul. The refs actually call the foul on Luka, but Kawhi actually hits Luka in the face. The Clippers take a 60-49 lead into the half. So under 2 minutes to go in the fourth. Clippers were up by 5. Kawhi. Jab steps, Max Kleba then hits the 3. Come on, his 6th straight game with at least 30 points. He was showing some emotion because he was saying that when you play against Luka Doncic and the Mavericks, it is actually fun. 1:15 to go, Dallas down 8. Luka, hey! Let's go. So we have